Good morning to all of you. So,
Good morning, sir.
wait a minute. So, in our previous classes, we are discussing about the different topics of cell programming and whatever we can done in the C or in the database management system, like the SQL type queries. What we have done in our database, we can also implement that things in our shell programming. Through the shell programming, we can do this. And as an example, tomorrow we have seen one scenario. So let me first draw the tables again because we are going to discuss on that topic, right? So first let me draw the table, whatever we are going to discuss again. So we have discussed that there is a table that is named SM and there is another table that is named with S mark. There are two tables and with respect to that, there is serial number with name, and again in this part here is serial number with respect to mark, right? And in the case of this serial number, we have five values present here, that is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I have written some name, that is A, B, C, D, E. And similar to that, we have seen 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and here we have put some value of marks, that is 67, then 55, then 96, then 36, and lastly 67. So this was the two tables on which we are actually talking in yesterday's discussion session. We have seen some queries, seen some SQL queries that we can also use in our shell programming to cut a particular section from the particular table to particularly paste or show all the display all the values of the table. These two scenarios we have talked, and in this regard, we have a particular command that is for cut, then the field name with respect to the table name that will give you us a particular field output from a particular table, right? And there is another one that is called paste. What have seen in the paste, that is to put all the values to get the values of all the values eh, in a single display output, right? Now if we talk about the database part, the management system, there is a several concept of things that is called joining. The join utility means to join the particular scenario where the common factor of the two table will be a single one and rest of the values will be marked. So only the no values will be displayed as a double, right? Or duplicate value will not be displayed. So it's from the two or three tables, more than two tables, whatever are present there, we are actually going to join only the part, only the values, right? So suppose we want to join this particular two table that is called an S name and S mark. These are the two tables that is present, and we want to join this particular tables, right? So how we can do that? So the simple shell command that we can use here, that is dollar join S name S mark. So to join this particularly two tables, that is the value of S name and S mark, we can use this particular command, that is dollar join S name and S mark. So if we join this particular, if we use this join command on this particular two tables, on this particular two values, what we will get as an output section, what the value will be in the output. The output will be like this. So by joining, by using this particular join command, by using this particular join command in shell programming, we are getting the output as an output this particular scenario where both the section, what is the common utility in the both the section? That is our serial number, or we can say roll number. That is 11, 12, 13, 14. In each of the cases this is same, so only a single line for that. Then the name particular section that will be displayed, and then the marks responsibly for that. So from this particular single table, we actually joining whole scenario, and we can mark that who is the person that is having the marks of 67, who is the person that is having the marks of 55, who is the person, what is the roll number of the person that is having the marks of 96. So each and every queries, each and every questions that needs an answer, that can be answered from this particular display table, right? From this particular display, whatever we are getting. So by using simply a join command, the join utility, by using a simple join command, we can actually go through and we can actually look into the scenario and get a particular desirable output. So the thing is how these two are matched, how these two tables are matched. The two tables are matched with respect to the common factor. What is the common factor that is present? What is the unique key? What is the foreign key of this particular factor? We can say that is the serial number that is in both the tables, that is same. So by using that particular key, we actually join this particularly two tables. So what is the general syntax? If we talk about, I have written the command already here. I have written the command already here. That is the command is join sname and smark. So if we call about the general syntax of this particular join command, that is join, then table one name and table two name, table one name and table two name. Similarly in table it may be file one, file two also, because whatever the scenario. So join, in general the syntax is table one and table two. So what is the uses of this join utility? We can say the join utility actually joins the values from each of these particular tables and files. Depending upon the scenario, the common factors will be displayed, and with respect to the common factors, whatever the other fields are there, that will be displayed. So this join will only work at a situation where there is a common field in both the table, and if the values are also identical. So if the two is condition or criteria is there, that the join, for the join scenario, the field, the common field needs to be there, but needs to be there, a common field needs to be in both the table or both the files, and also it needs to be identical in each scenario. Also it needs to be identical in each scenario, right? So this type of commands can be used to get the value, or to get a particular displaying result with respect to the database management system, whatever we have done in our database management system part. Now the thing is to translate a particularly range of characters. How we can do that? We want to translate the range of the characters using some range of the characters. So there is a command that is known as tr. The command is known as tr. So this tr command is actually helping us what translating the range of characters using some utility, using some tr utility command, right? So suppose we have a file name of sname. We have a sname file, and in that sname file, or in that particular sname table, we have some values. What are the values? That is serial number and name. Fine. Now, wait a minute. Okay. So suppose we are using some command of tr. So what will be happening? First, let me write the particular command that will be very helpful to understand. Suppose tr h2, then the part is 3x, then within the file name of sname. So suppose this is a command that we have written, that is tr h2 3x by less than sname. Sname is the file or table name. So this sname have some values of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 with respect to some values, right? Now just for a understanding session, let me change the value of the table. So suppose these are the values of the table, right? So now when this particular command trh23x sname this have been used, this command have been used. So what will happen? That occurrence of the character h, wherever the occurrence of the character h is there, it will replaced by 3. The occurrence of h will be replaced by 3 and 2 will be replaced by x. 2 will be replaced by x. So this tr utility is translating the characters into other specific characters into this particular range. So whatever is written, that is h2, translate tr h2 3x x name s name. So that will defining that h will be replaced by 3 and 2 will be replaced by x. H will be replaced by 3, T will be replaced by x into the file name of S name. Now this S name, this is the whole S name file, or this is the whole S name table. So let if we go for the output of this particular scenario, what will be the output? Suppose serial number and name. Now the values, it is saying that translating that h2, h2 and 3x. So h will be translated with 3, 2 will be translated as x. So first let us find out that what is h are present. At which scenario h's are present. So where is h and present? We can see there is two h's is present, that is in Prakash and in Ashish. In these two names actually some h are present. So what will be the scenario? Right. So first of all, first one is Vivek. It will be not changed. It will be same as it. Renuka, no changes will be there. Then Prakash. So Prakash, it has a H. H. So this H will be replaced by 3. This H will be replaced by 3. Next, Ashish. Again, this H will be replaced by 3. Right. And lastly, this H will be replaced by 3. So this is for Ashish. And lastly, for Rani, there is no change. And now, whenever it's 2, that will be replaced by X. So first one is 11, no change. Second one is 12. So 12 of 2, 2 will be changed by X, then 13, then 14, then 15, no changes. So this is the particular command, the very simple command we can say that have been changed by using some tr utility, the translating utility, range of the characters. Using some tr utility, we can change a particular character, and we need to mention that what character we are trying to change with which. So we need to mention this particular scenario clearly, that which things need to be changed with respect to what, right? So this means that h will be replaced by 3 and 2 will be replaced by x. H will be replaced by 3 and 2 will be replaced by x, right? So now as an example, if I write a particular file name, suppose name is the file name is name, right? Suppose roll number, name, suppose so okay, one more name will be there. So this is the scenario. Now I have written a command. Suppose the command is TR. This TR will be replaced by this A3, and then TR of A3 will be replaced by so this is a command I have written TR of A3 port 3 and particularly less than name, right? So now what you people have to do, right? I will give you some time. I'm giving you people some time. Do it that what this command, if we write this command on this particularly this table name, if we run this command on this particular table, what will be the output? I need the output. What will be the output? I am giving you people some time, such as 2 or 3 minutes time. You people just do it in your copy, and then I'm going to ask you that what will be asked one by one, what will be the changes. One person will tell me what will be the change, or particularly for past second, what will be the changes is going on. So giving you people 2 or 3 minutes time, and then you people, I'm going to ask you that what will be the output, right? So all of you just do it quickly, and then we are going to check the output one by one. What will be the changes will be happening after this command will be executed, right? So 2 3 minutes time will be given, and those who have completed it after completion, raise your hand in the chat box so I can see it.
Sir, capital A will change or not?
No, it is a case sensitive. So I can see 3 hands have been raised till now. So what about the others? Have you people done it? It's a very easy task I have given you, because I have just shown you an example, and then rightly I have given you the task to do it. A very simple example one. Okay. So let me ask one by one. Okay. So 6 students have raised their hand. So let me ask one by one. So if I ask you about the scenario, wait a minute. So if I ask you about the scenario, what will be the change? Akash Chandrakant, what will be the change for the first line?
A will be changed to 4F, Shubham, and there will be no other change.
So SUBH, that will be 4 and then M, right? So nextly, for the second one, Babita Kumari.
Sir, A stands for R4KESH.
So R4KESH. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next, Muskan.
Yes, sir.
What will be the
So
changes?
three will change to T, and
Okay.
then N4Y4N.
N4Y4N.
Y4N.
Okay. Nextly, Tania Kumari.
Yes, sir.
What will be the change for the
So
fourth one?
capital A.
Yes.
So capital A, BH4Y.
Okay. Next for Apeksha.
Yes, sir.
What will be the
Sir,
change?
SOUR4BH.
Okay. Lastly, after Apeksha, Savitri Kumari.
Yes. R4M.
Okay. Fine. So this will be the output scenario that we can see that after this A will be replaced in each of the cases with respect to 4 and 3 will be respectively with T. So this is the simple output after this executive command. Now we can also do what more we can do with this CR utility command. That suppose I am trying to write a particular scenario like this CR A to Z. Okay. CR A to Z, and then the changes for okay. So suppose this is a command we are trying to execute, right? So suppose I have written a text in this format. Hello, good morning. Okay, so this is a thing I have written, and on this particular statement, I am trying to use this particular utility command, that tr A to Z equals to capital A to capital Z. So can anyone have any idea or anyone can guess that what this command will perform on this particular sentence? What will be the scenario that will happen if I
Make everything uppercase.
Sir, capitalize all the words, letters.
capitalize all the words? So here also what we are doing, that it is a TR. Again, some translating scenario is going on. Again, we are working on some translating scenario, right? So here we are mentioning in this particular scenario, we are mentioning some translating of particularly mentioning that what needs to be changes. Something will be changed with some particular in a particular file. But when I have written a particular line and we want to run this particular script, then or particular this utility command, then what is it is saying that tr A to Z means the small range, all the things that is a small range of A to Z, that will be changed to the capital range, the capital. So the case sensitive, the value, the case, all the case will be changed from the lower cases to the upper cases. So all the small value ranges will be changed into the capital ranges. So as an output, if I write the output for this particular scenario, then what will be the output? The output will be like this. So just changing all the small value to the capital value. So this tr utility command, the join command, cut, paste, this type of commands we can use, to that we can also use in our several other part, the database and all the scenarios we have used that, right? So these are the scenarios that we can also perform. Now while we are talking about this database, right, fine, we can talk about. So this data we can also manipulate. The manipulation can be done. Manipulation means not in a mishandling way. Manipulation means here I am talking about some changes. Maybe we need to change some particular value. Maybe at the initial stage there are some wrong value have been done in the input session, but now for the changes, after the changes, we need to put the correct values. That is a part of data manipulation. So when we have initially start to learn this Linux part, the Linux discussion, we have talked on a topic of this AWK, right? We have talked on this particular scenario, the AWK utility. So this AWK utility can be used for this data manipulation, right? So how we can perform it? How we can done it? So this AWK utility, actually what it will do, it will select each record from the files containing whatever the syntax we are going to write, whatever the options we are going to write, that things will be selected from that particular file, and then it will perform the action on that particular field. That will be performed, will be done on that particular field. The syntax, if I write first the very much syntax, what will be the syntax, right? The syntax is something like dollar awk, then some pattern action. What will be the pattern we are trying to action? Then the file name. This is the general syntax. AWK pattern action, then the file name. So suppose first let us create a particular file. Let us particularly create a file first and put some values in it, right? Suppose I have created a file that is called inventory. It is a file name. And in this particular file name, we have put some values, right? Suppose egg order 4. Then suppose so suppose these are some values or some data, not the value. The thing is, will be data. The data is put in this particular file name. This file name is inventory, right? Now we are trying to put a pattern. We are trying to run some awk command, right? What will be the awk command? Suppose I'm trying to write a awk command like this. So dollar awk, then the pattern, as it is a pattern action. So what we need to change, what we are trying to change, right? And then lastly the file name. So what is the file name here? The file name is inventory. Okay, so suppose this is a particular things we want to run. What this scenario will give as an output? What will be the output that we are going to get through this particular command? The output will be, this will be the output. How this will be the output? Why this is the output? Let us discuss. First thing, that is the scenario. What is, yes. So first thing is that after this awk command, we have written something that is good. So from this particular table, from this particular data table, how many goods are there? That is 1, 2, and 3. Now this good, we are going to print the $3. So what is it saying? That good, it is saying that from this inventory file, we are going to find a pattern that is on good. So the good we have chosen. Now print $3. So this is the action. If the pattern found, print or perform an action on that particular pattern. What is the action? That is $3. It means the record. What will be the third record in the selected record? So $3 means the third record from this particular good. Whenever we are finding a good, so from that particular row, we are going to get the field, the third record the value will be printed. The third record value will be printed. So that's why if I said that first, what is the pattern we are trying to find? That is good. So where we are founding good, where in the good are found, that is from in the line in the row number 2, row number 4, and row number 5. From this particular row number 2, 4, and 5, we are going to print the third field value. Print the third field value. So what is the third field? This is my first field, this is my second field, this is my third field. So print the third field value. So where we are getting this good, row 2, row 3, row 4, and row 5. And third field is for row 2, that is 10, for row 5, 12, and for row 5, it is 5. So that is being displayed here. That is being displayed here. So this is a simple pattern, the pattern or AWS script pattern that we are using here. Now, suppose we are trying to, we have changed this particular value. We have changed this particular value, print $1. So now what will be the output? You can tell me. What will be the output? Anyone tell me?
Cake, pen, floppy.
Cake, pen, and floppy, right? So the output will be cake, pen, and floppy. So by a simple utility command, a very small, actually very simple, rather saying simple, a very small, simple utility command, we can actually perform any task through this Linux programming, through the shell programming actually. What is important? That to know the command name. What is the purpose of this command name? We are actually using for what purpose? That is our main target, or that we need to be very clear about, right? So this is very important scenario. Now moving to the next part, one more topics we are going to discuss today. That is some removing duplicate lines. Suppose in a file, maybe it can happen that in a file we have written mistakenly, or anyone have written mistakenly duplicate lines. One lines have been repeated several times. So what is the scenario that if I write same lines each and every time, then the memory is going to be wasted, because if there is no need or no necessary to write a single line many times, then we don't need to do that. So suppose mistakenly we have done it and it is of 100 or 200 pages, 200 lines in a single file. So it is a little bit tough or little bit boring, we can say, to check and delete all the scenarios one by one manually. So we don't need to do that, right? So we have some utility command for that, that will help us to remove all of this scenario. That will help us to remove all of this scenario, right? So suppose we have a file name, right? Suppose we have a file name that is ABC. We have a file. This is the file name ABC. And in this particular file name, there is something written, hello, I am. Then there are some things have been written. So suppose this have been written in the particular file name of ABC. Now we can use a particular command. So here is a particular, we can see, we can observe that there is some lines have been duplicated or more than one time. That is this line, it have been duplicated. I am showing here a very small example that what we can do. So now suppose we want to remove that, not manually, by some shell programming, by some command, by some utility command. So this file, on this particular file name, that is ABC, we are using a particular command that is unique. We are going to use a particular utility command that is known as $unique and then the file name. dollar unique, then the file name. File name is ABC, and we are using some unique utility command on this particular file name. So when you are using this command, the unique, it will automatically check all the lines that are present and going to remove the duplicate one. Going to remove the duplicate one from that particular scenario and only going to give us the output or give us the result having each line a single time, not more than one time. So duplicate lines will be removed. So when we are going to apply this, what will be the output? That is, hello, I am Arijit 11233. Welcome to college. So by using this unique utility command, we can actually change the scenario. We can actually remove the multiple or duplicate lines or duplicate values that is present in our file. So these commands, these utility commands, we can use here for the better options to get any sort of output in an easy way, right? So up to this particular part, up to this particular topics, we have talked, we have discussed. So in the next class, we are going to talk or we are going to take some more example, more discussion on this regarding the shell programming, right? So up to this particular part, we have talked, we have discussed. So now I would like all of you kindly write your names in the chat boxes for the attendance purpose. So all of you kindly write your names in the chat box for attendance. And the syllabuses for the internal was already said to all of you in the group. So it will be, the questions will be coming from that particular scenario, right? Patterns is already known to you people. The notice was circulated earlier in the group, right? So I hope all of you have written your names in the chat box. So this is all for today's class. So I would like to thank you all for joining into the session and take care, stay safe.
Thank you, sir.